So it might come as quite a surprise to you that I actually don't like to have my picture taken. And so I've been using a headshot from 2020, not because I wanted to look like I was 5 years younger, but just because I didn't want to go through the process myself. So today I'm going to be on the other side of the camera back here having my picture taken. Mark is going to help me out today, but I'm going to run you through how it is that I have set up this first shot. We're going to be doing multiple shots today, so come along for the ride. So for this first look, I'm going to be using my Elinchrom 190 centimeter Octabox back here. If you don't have this exact Octabox, that's fine. As long as it's fairly big, you could use something like a 7-foot umbrella with a sock on it. That would work just fine. You might be able to get away with a 5-foot Octa, but it might not be big enough. The reason why is I'm going to use this B-flat World B-flat back here as my background. It's leaning up in front of the Octabox. And what that's doing is basically turning this Octabox into 3 strip softboxes. And those are going to provide me with 2 edge lights and a hair light. If I had a 5-foot Octa, there probably wouldn't be enough white fabric showing around on the surface of the Octa. So I might have to use a 20 by 30 inch piece of foam core, something like that as my background. But we're going to be using this B-flat. Then I'm going to light myself from the front using this Elinchrom 30 by 100 centimeter strip softbox. The reason for this is this particular modifier is I found that I don't like the way that my face looks with a beauty dish. And so I'm going to use that modifier today. And it's off to camera right because I learned from another photographer, Gary Hughes, that my nose bent slightly to the right and then I should light myself from the right. And that tends to be what I do as well when I'm sitting here on YouTube in my home office. So let's go ahead and measure this. I'm going to be shooting at f8. That's the f-stop that I've chosen to shoot at so that I have really good depth of field. So this light meter, the Sekonic 858, measures each, or I should say, talks to the Elinchrom lights. It will tell them to fire, and then it will tell me how bright they are, and I can adjust them using plus or minus buttons on the bottom. They actually make this for Godox as well, if you want to check that out. I just realized that I didn't have this light turned on, so we're going to fix that really quick. All right, so this light is in group 2. I'm going to measure group 2. All right, I've got to turn it down a little bit so I get to f8. Okay, great. Now we're going to dial in this light back here. I want the light hitting the back of my neck to be about 2 stops down from this light, so I want it to meter at f4. So I've got this light in group 1. I'm going to go into group 1. We'll measure it here. It's 2.8 and a half, so I'm just going to turn it up slightly. And we're at f4. So we're going to get the look of 4 softboxes, 3 in the back and 1 in the front on this particular look. Okay, so looking at this first frame, it feels that it's a little hot at the top half of the frame and it's a little dark at the bottom half of the frame. I'm going to move this light back a little bit. That's going to mean too that I'm going to have to turn it up. But the fact that it's further away from me should cause it to be more even top to bottom. And we might add some fill. So let's measure it again. All right, I've got to turn it up 7/10 of a stop. All right, here we go. All right, so that looks a lot better, but I'm going to add some fill. I'm going to add in a curved reflector here to bounce some light up. And if you're interested in checking out any of the gear that I'm talking about today, just look for the links to it in the description. So for this look, I'm going to be lighting myself from camera left with this Elinchrom 190 centimeter Octabox. Any large Octabox will do though. So that's going to be my main light. I'm going to have this light up here as my hair light. It's the main light's going to be bouncing off of this B-flat World B-flat over here for fill. That'll keep some detail in the shadows. And then I've got this large strip softbox over here that is going to be painting an edge light on in the shot as well. Let's go ahead and measure this step by step. So I'm going to get group 1 dialed in at f8, 100 ISO, because I want to shoot at f8. Now the bottom of the modifier is equal with my jaw. The back of it is equal with the front of my face. If I meter it here, it's coming in right now at f4 and 2/3. I'm going to use this light meter from Sekonic to change the power. There we go. I've got it to f8. Now, just double checking. Now, I want my hair light, or I'm going to do the edge light first. I want that edge light to meter at 2.8. This is pretty common for when I'm lighting this sort of painterly portrait, that I want that to be nice and dim. So that is 3 stops down from this light. That's the part that's important. If you don't have a light meter, you can just use trial and error and dial it in, but the light meter is going to be much faster. It's going to help you get repeatable results, and also is going to give me something that I can give to you as a concrete number to do when you're on set. So I've got that at f8. I've got this at 2.8. I also want this light probably to meter at f4. It's pointed up there at the back of my head. I'll just dial it in here. I currently have a little longer hair than I'm used to because I'm growing it out at the moment, so things aren't ideal, but that is what's happening. So, okay, we've got that dialed in now at f4, 2.8, and f8, and we can go ahead now and take a look. I'll try not smiling, although normally that's probably not going to look good for me. A few more, and I'll try not to smile. I'll also try not to look like a psychopath. If you feel we, okay, so I need to rotate my body more towards the camera so it looks bigger.
We got a good 45.
Okay.
Ready.
Let me turn a little bit more. For this setup, I'm using the large Elinchrom Octabox again as my main light. It's over here on camera left. I have framed this shot so that you can't see the top because otherwise we'd have a really big picture, but you'll see it in a second as we're shooting. You might also see a microphone up here, just ignore that. I've got a hair light here behind me. That's a 1 by 3 foot strip box, or 30 by 90 or 30 by 100 centimeter Elinchrom strip softbox. It's angled back towards me, and you see possibly a lip on the front of that softbox. And what that is doing is making sure that the light does not strike the background, because I don't want to create a gradient on the background from the top to the bottom. We're going to be shooting at ISO 100. My main light meters at f8, my hair light meters at f4, and we're going to be shooting at 1/200th of a second. And you might see that over the set, I have a 8 by 8 foot scrim or silk. That's up there for the next shot. It's probably not really having an effect on this one. And now you can see what it looks like with the main light, the hair light, and then both of the lights together. And you might see a continuous light off on camera left, but it's just there for the video and not affecting our photos. All right, maybe just a few more.
There we go.
All right. I want to rotate this side slightly so you can see through here.
Right. Separation.
All right, so see how my hand is really big?
Yeah.
So if I just pull back that much, it should get a lot smaller. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something I'd look for. So tension draws attention, so that's something to always think about. How about my cuff? Is it right? Probably.
Yeah, looks fine.
Okay, so now let's get a little gap right here, and I think we'll be done. So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm loose there. I'll pull my sleeve down. I'm gonna make sure that I'm loose down here.
And then lift up your left arm a little bit.
And then I just have to get this, out slightly.
Now I'm not seeing a gap.
Now, just slide the camera so the ladder almost hits my elbow. So you'll have to move the camera to your left.
So the ladder
Almost hits my left elbow.
Almost hits your elbow?
Let's go over this last look. I know that there's a lot of stuff in this shot that we have here for this set, and I don't want you to feel intimidated. It really is a lot more simple than it may look. So first off, you see these 2 white cards up here. Those are 4 by 8 foot sheets of foam board. And the reason why they're up there is because I don't have a white ceiling in my studio. And so I wanted to simulate for you what it would be like if you bounced a fill light, that's the light you see in the top left-hand corner there, off of the ceiling, and then it came down through some diffusion material that I have up here above me. Now that is a video light over there. It doesn't have anything to do with our setup. It's just for you, so you can see what I'm doing right now. So that light bouncing off of my simulated white ceiling is my fill. It's gonna meter at f4. Then I've got this light over here, this tall skinny strip softbox. It's going to be my main light. It's gonna meter at 5.6, and that's what I've got my camera set to. 1/200th of a second, f5.6 at ISO 500. Then over my shoulder here, I'm gonna add an Elechrome 100C LED into this Mole Richardson 412 antique Fresnel. Now this light would normally have a 2000 watt tungsten light bulb in there. It would be really hot, it would use up a lot of electricity, and I might melt as I'm standing here. So we're gonna use that LED in here tuned to 2700 Kelvin so that we can simulate the warm glow that we would get from this light if we had a real light bulb in here instead of using our LED. And also for this look, we're going to be using a 1/8 Black Pro mist filter, and that's going to give the Fresnel a little bit of a glow. And here is a before and after so you can see what that looks like. Now you can see the main light and the fill, and now everything together. And let's go ahead and take our final shot. All right, I think the photos today looked better than I was expecting. Maybe I shouldn't be as camera shy as I am in the future. Maybe I'll do this again sometimes. I hope that you guys had a wonderful time watching this video. Also, if you could please like, subscribe, and sign up for the bell, that would be great. Also, go to johngress.com/workshops if you want to meet me in person and learn from me in person in a small group. I'll be going to different cities around the country this year, and I hope to see you there. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.